Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. This video I'm putting up, I've actually filmed this quite a while ago. I've done a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to kind of show you that it worked really well.
YouTube, this will be the second time I've used this, and I actually plowed out my mom's driveway, and I plowed out this driveway 2 days ago, and we are already probably another 6 to 8 inches of snow in the last couple days, and we're supposed to get more. So I'm going to show you me plowing a little bit here.
But it broke again, unfortunately. And I'm going to tell you that right off the bat because, you know, if you're just looking at this for this to work, you don't need to watch everything I just did. In fact, I'm going to probably try and pare the video down from what I have it at. But regardless of that, I think it's a really good idea. I think it could work. I just think the parts I used, well, not the parts, I think my tractor axle just finally couldn't hold up to it, basically. So I think if you use the right axle or the right, you know, got something really sturdy for it, it would work really, really good for something like this. And it would technically be pretty easy if you watch till the end and see how I actually did fix it. Unfortunately, the axle broke. So I'm just telling you that right up front so you know this is kind of a fail video, but I think it'll work really well. So, and watch to the end, and also I have a little surprise of something new that I got, a new project. So anyhow, hopefully you enjoy this.
Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, we're getting this rear end hopefully back together for the last time. So I thought I'd do kind of an update on what I'm doing. As you can see, I'll give you a better look at how the fluids look in case you were wondering about those as well. And in case you guys are wondering what this goop look like, it's an oil and grease, wheel bearing grease, and really heavy weight Walmart oil. I don't remember what the weight was. You'll have to go back and watch the video for that. But anyway, it definitely turned into kind of a sludge, gooey sludge stuff, and quite honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks like it's staying on the gears pretty good, and but not too thick. You know, yet again, time will tell with this one. I'm thinking as part of why my axles came out fairly easy was because it is lubricating so well that just the bolt had no chance of holding. So I got to get this cleaned up and turned around and find out where those bolts are. I'm pretty sure they didn't break, but we have to see. I don't see any chunks of anything in there. One bolt out, and neither of them were broken, but I went to start taking this one out, and I think the Loctite worked too well, or I don't know what happened, but that one snapped off. But I am using a 23/64 drill bit to make these holes, and this is basically what I'm drilling right here. I did this one, got it all set up, checked it, made sure that this hole is right where I want it. Now I have this set up so it'll stop when it's time, and these actually drilled out pretty easy. Of course, now that I said that and I've already done it, something inevitably will go wrong. And here we go again. Now I went and I found some grade 8, I don't know why I can't say that, grade 8 bolts. I'm going to high strength red Loctite them in again, and hopefully this will be the last time I mess with this. Well, YouTube, unfortunately it's another fail. I got my neighbor's entire driveway plowed out, testing it out. He has a nice flat driveway, and did great. Everything worked awesome. It was pushing snow like it's never pushed snow before. But unfortunately, I plowed the last little bit of his and started driving over to mine. And as you can see, it's not very well plowed out, and this is after it's been raining and melted off for quite a while now. Anyhow, the rear end started spinning. Just one tire was turning, but the other one wasn't. So, unfortunately, it is another fail. So, when I crack this open, you and I will both find out where I'll go next and what failed. It's definitely in the locker. Now, I don't have my tripod with me right now, so I put this on one end and another one on the other end, and I can move them separately. So obviously whatever I did in here failed. Something broke. In case you're wondering about my goop, this is what it looks like after I pop the top off. Seems pretty okay. I'll probably actually just put a little bit more in, because I'm thinking I need a little bit more. Those have quite a bit of stuff on them in the middle there, and all of this over here is pretty well covered, but these over here seem to be a little bit dry, so I might actually just put some more over in this area. This looks real good. It's all covered, and this is just how I pulled it out, and actually I've wiped a little bit off of this as it is, so it's actually working to cover the teeth somewhat with goop. As you can see, that I'm turning this and that just keeps turning. So something in here, either the bolts, the tops of the bolts are still here, so either these broke, which I'm pretty sure they must have, because I drilled down into the shaft. So I'm gonna, let's see, and I used grade 8 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So grade 8 bolts, and like the goop off here. So I don't know why it keeps failing. But we're going to tear it apart and we'll see some more. Now I've already torn this apart and put it back together a couple times now. I'm not going to go through everything again. So when I find out what the problem is, you'll know. All pulling apart in here, and it was not super easy, because I found on both of them those grade 8 bolts. And if I can get these drilled out, which since those are grade 8 may be very, very hard to do, I may see about drilling this all the way through and putting a bolt all the way through into this, both of these, so I have a shaft basically going all the way through. Alright, well, I'm getting ready to grind these out, and for that self-righteous bonehead that told me, why would you ever need something that holds round stock? Here you go, this one's for you. Put what I need to do actually is put the pin in here, and I got to figure out which side goes in where, but put that in there like that, right up against the pin, and then I'm going to take and make sure that it's where I want it, everything's right. I'm not to that point yet, and I'm not going to do it on camera because it's just too tedious. But anyway, take this. I have a transfer punch. You can get these fairly cheap. I think they even have them at Harbor Freight. I got mine when my dad passed. That's where I got mine from. But that'll go down in there. It sits in there nicely, and it'll transfer a punch mark onto here, and then I'll know right where to drill straight through at best I can. Alright, in theory this is how it should go. The pins go through here all the way, hopefully not breaking and keeping these where they need to be, or bolts or whatever I decide to use, and then this pin should go through the middle and hold it from going in or out, and also basically make things turn, lock everything up. So it seems to be working okay. Yet again, this is a place where who knows if it's going to work or not. I could drive this around for a year and everything would be hunky-dory and it could snap, or I could drive it around for a day and it could snap. Who knows? I do think I'm going to try and find some nuts and bolts that have I've been doing some research, so to speak, and have noticed that where I was just drilling partway into these, the threaded parts were going in, and the threaded part is the weakest part of the bolt. So I want to see if I can get some shanks that are actually shanks all the way up here, and then with the shorter threads on the end down here, to hopefully keep it as strong as possible. I will probably go with grade 8. I know you can get aircraft stuff, but I'm not putting aircraft quality stuff into this tractor, at least not yet. So I believe this will work. We're going to try it out. I'm going to stick it all back together. The other videos I've done should show pretty much everything to put it back together. This is just showing you what I'm doing that didn't work last time, and hopefully will work this time. When I put it all together, I can't get that to go in. I got this one to go in, but only because I drilled it out. So what I did is put this plastic sack under here. I'm going to pull the pin out here, and I'm just going to drill it out by hand from here. It's real close, but just not quite there. Like I said, it's real close. Hopefully this will go through. There we go. And that should do the trick. I'm really hoping. I could actually just leave those in there. Well, it's hitting now. It was actually clearancing it, but this one's actually hitting here. But I do think I am going to look for some bolts and nuts rather than having to cut these off and put a pin through there. I just don't trust that pin will stay in so well. So I'm going to pull these out, and once again start putting them back together. If anything else comes up, I'll show you.
Here it is, grade 8 bolts, all the way through. And what I did is I went ahead and put a nut locker, a washer, and a nut and thread locker on each side, and I put them opposite to hopefully offset some of the imbalance of the length. It does seem to go all the way through without any hitting. I actually need to put it in the case and make sure that it's not going to hit anything in here before I finalize everything. And the shank on these bolts are almost all the way through. There's just a little bit of thread sticking inside of this piece here, but very, very little. Mostly it's shank all the way through. So I'm hoping that does the trick. So we shall see. This is the hopefully final iteration of this. I'm not sure, like I said on the videos, what's going to happen, but we'll go ahead and put this thing together and hopefully it all works out. Well, good news, YouTube. My locker didn't break. The axle did. So unfortunately, back to the drawing board, because I believe that where it snapped is right where I drilled it for that bolt. So quite honestly, I think I'm pretty much done with this project for a while, and I will hopefully get it going again, but I think I'm going to have to buy either a new axle, probably not even a new axle, because I don't think that'll hold up. What I think I'm going to have to do is actually go buy some rod that is probably way more expensive than what I want to put into this tractor. So we'll see where we go from here, and sorry this is just not working out, but I still think I'm going to put it up because I do think it's kind of a good idea if somebody else can perfect it. I'm just not ready to spend the time or the effort or the money on it right now, and I will show you why. So there you go. Now you know why I probably am going to wait a while before I worry about fixing the other one. Got me a new project. It runs and drives. I'll have a story on it, so go check that out if you want to check out the story on it. It's a Ferguson tractor. I'm not quite sure what year. I haven't looked at everything yet, but it runs like a top, and it's got the bucket loader, which is what I really wanted. Now I can move the snow anywhere I want to move it and dump it. So, and I got a lot more projects coming up where I'll hopefully be able to use that for. Anyhow, got an okay deal on it, I think. If I do a little bit of cleaning and fixing, maybe even a little bit of a paint job on it, I can make money off of it if I go, or when I go to resell it. Anyhow, there you go. Sorry that it didn't really, there's no real ending to this story until much later down the road, but I do think, yet again, I'm putting this out because I think it's a good idea. I just think somebody else needs to perfect it. Maybe someday I'll watch a video of one of you out there doing the same thing, and send that video to me if you figure out a better way of doing it. Anyhow, alright, I'm going to call that a video. So thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to be a jack of all, and I'm obviously master of none. You all have a good one.